Now let's understand one numerical which is based on double pipe heat exchanger. Water at a flow rate of 5000 kg per hour will be heated from 20 to 35 degrees Celsius. So this is our cold fluid. The TC1 is 20 and TC2 is 35 degrees Celsius. By hot water at 140 degrees Celsius. So this is our hot water, which is hot fluid, which is TH1 is 140 degrees Celsius. A 15 degrees Celsius hot water temperature drop is available. So TC2 would be 140 minus 50. A number of 3.5 meter long hairpin of 3 inch ID, 3 inch means inner diameter suppose 0.0779 meter by 2 inch ID 0.0525 meter and outer diameter 0.0603 meter counterflow double pipe heat exchanger with annually end pipes each connected in series will be used. So hot water flows through the inner tubes. Inside and outside fouling factors are 0.000176 meter square Kelvin per watt and 0.000352 meter square Kelvin per watt. Assume that the pipe is made of carbon steel with the conductivity of 54 watt per meter Kelvin. The heat exchanger is insulated against the heat losses. Calculate the number of hairpins. The properties of the hot and cold water are given in this table. The relation for the friction factor and the Reynolds also given, and the relation between the Nusselt, Reynolds and Prandtl is also available in the data. Now first thing is to find out the mass flow rate of the hot fluid. Here we know the flow rate of hot fluid, flow rate of the cold fluid, which is 5000 kg per hour. We know the value of TC1, TC2, TH1 and TH2. So from the energy balance equation, we have Q is equal to MC delta T for the cold fluid and MC delta T for the hot fluid. So using this equation, we will get the unknown value of MH, which is mass flow rate of the hot fluid. So putting the value in this equation, we know the mass flow rate of cold fluid, which is 5000 kg per hour. So 5000 divided by 3600 for kg per second. The specific heat for the water is 4.179 into the temperature difference, which is 35 minus 20. Here the temperature difference is 15 because the temperature drop of 15 degrees allowed. Okay. So after calculating the value, we will get mass flow rate of the hot fluid, which is 1.36 kg per second. Now to find out the value of Reynolds number, we need velocity. So for the velocity, we have equation this mass flow rate divided by density into area. We have the value of mass flow rate of hot fluid, which is 1.36. Now density. So for the hot water, the density is given 932.53 kg per meter cube. So from this table, putting the value of density 932.53. Now the cross sectional area of the pipe, which is pi by 4 d square. So our inner diameter is available 0.0525. This is the inner diameter. So solving this value, we will get the velocities as 0.673 meter per second. So now from the velocity, we can easily find out the value of Reynolds number by using equation rho v d by mu, or we can say that rho into velocity into diameter, inside diameter from which fluid is flowing, divided by the viscosity. So the value of or we can simplify this equation. If you want to simplify this equation, we can simplify in this form: 4 into mass flow rate into pi mu di. Okay. So we know the value of mass flow rate of the hot fluid, which is 1.36. This is pi, the viscosity mu. So value of mu is 0. From this table 0.207 into 10 raised to minus 3. This is the diameter, inner diameter, which is 0.0525 from the data. So solving this value, we will get Reynolds number as 159343. Now we have relation for the, okay, now we have two relations, relation between Nusselt, Reynolds and the Prandtl. Also relation between the frictional factor and the Reynolds number. So first we need to find out the value of F from this equation. So by using this equation, putting value of Reynolds in this equation, we will get the value of F, which is 4.085 into 10 raised to minus 3. Now putting the value of F, Reynolds number and Prandtl number in this equation, because the value of Prandtl for the hot water, which is already available in the data. So putting all the value in this equation, we will get Nusselt number as 375.3. Now we know that Nusselt number is equal to HLC by K. In our previous heat transfer subject in convection chapter, we have used Nusselt number to find out the HI. So we know that Nusselt number is HLC by K, where LC is a characteristic length. So in this case, our characteristic length is our DI. So HI would be Nusselt number into conductivity divided by DI. We know the Nusselt number as 375.3. Conductivity value of K, which is already given in a table, which is 0.687. The inner diameter is 0.0525. So solving this value, we will get value of coefficient, which is 4911 watt per meter square Kelvin. Now we have to determine the heat transfer coefficient in the annuals. We have determined heat transfer coefficient for the pipe inside the flow of water inside the pipe. Now for the annuals, we have to first find out the velocity, which is the mass flow rate divided by cross sectional area into density. So we have mass flow rate 5000 divided by 3600, pi by 4 d square. Now this is the diameter, the diameter cross sectional area available at the annual. So for the that space, for that cross sectional area, this pi by 4 d square, this 0.0779 square, this represents the total cross sectional area of the pipe. Now from this total cross sectional area, we have to deduct the area which is occupied by the inner tube. So we have to deduct that pi by 4 d square, which is the outer diameter of the inner tube, which is 0.0603. So this pi by 4, suppose capital DI square minus pi by 4 small do square. So pi by 4 will be common, in bracket DI square minus do square, into density. So density of cold water. Cold water is flowing from the annual passage. The cold water density is 996.4. So the velocity of the cold water which is flowing from the annual passage is 0.729 meter per second. Now we have, for the annual passage, we have to calculate the hydraulic diameter, which is 4 AC divided by PW, but this is wetted perimeter, okay, which is DI minus DO. So we know the value of DI, which is 0.0779, and this outer diameter, which is 0.0603. So the hydraulic diameter is 0.0176 meter. Now we can easily find out the Reynolds number by putting value of density, which is 996.4, the velocity which we have just find, which is 0.729, into hydraulic diameter, which is 0.0176. Now mu, this is viscosity, which is 0.841 into 10 raised to minus 3. Solving this value, we will get Reynolds number as 15201. Now using this relation, we can easily find out the value of frictional factor. So putting value of Reynolds in this equation, we will get frictional factor as 7.02 into 10 raised to minus 3. Now putting value of F and Reynolds number in this equation, we will get the value of Nusselt number. So putting the value of Reynolds, Prandtl and F in this equation, we will get Nusselt as 89.0. Now we have to calculate the equivalent diameter, as we have just discussed in our previous lecture. What is the equivalent diameter? Which is capital DI square minus DO square, the inside diameter of the big diameter tube, or we can say the outside tube, minus outside diameter of the inner tube, which is DO square upon DO. So putting all the value of this diameter, we will get equivalent diameter, which is 0.0403 meter. Now we know that the Nusselt number is equal to HLC by K. So here our characteristic length is our equivalent diameter. So HO is equal to NU into K divided by DI. We know the value of conductivity, which is 0.609, the conductivity of the outer tube. So the value of H is 1345 watt per meter square Kelvin. Now overall heat transfer coefficient based on the outside area. So based on the outside area, the equation for the overall heat transfer coefficient becomes DO upon DI HI plus DO RFI upon DI, which is the this RFI is the fouling resistance, or we can say that fouling factor for the inside, which is 0.000176, plus DO into Ln DO by DI 2K. This represents the conduction resistance, conduction wall resistance for the pipe, plus RFO, this is fouling resistance outer side, which is 0.000352, plus 1 upon HO. Putting all the values in this equation, we will get value of overall heat transfer coefficient based on outside diameter as 622 watt per meter square Kelvin. Now from our standard equation Q is equal to UA delta T, we can easily find out value of area. But for that we need temperature difference delta T. So for delta T1 or delta T2, it is 105. Delta T1, this is a counterflow configuration. So for counterflow configuration, delta T1 would be TH1 minus TC2. So here our TH1 is 140 and the TC2 is 35. Similarly, delta T2 would be TH2 minus TC1. Okay, so TH2 would be 140 minus 15. So that 125 minus 20. So both are 125 minus 20 becomes 105. Also 140 minus 35, it also gives 105. So here delta T is equal to delta T1 is equal to delta T2. Okay. So we know that for counterflow configuration, when delta T1 is equal to delta T2, then it would be a delta Tn. Okay. Now Q would be mCp delta T for the cold fluid. So we know the mass flow rate of the cold fluid 1.389, specific heat 4.179, and the temperature difference for the cold fluid is 35 minus 20, so that the 15. So Q would be 87.1 kilowatt. So putting all the values in this equation, we will get value of the area, which is 1.33 meter square. Okay, so the area required is 1.33 meter square. Now the question is how many number of hairpins are required to accumulate this area. So the heat transfer area per hairpin. Now we have to find out what is the heat transfer area provided by one hairpin. So we know that for the per hairpin, the area provided is 2 pi d into L. Okay, so this is 2 pi. The outer diameter, which is 0.603, into the length of the pipe is 3.5. Here it is mentioned the number of 3.5 meter long hairpin. The length of the hairpin is 3.5. So the area provided by one hairpin is 1.325 meter square. Now, so this represents the number of hairpins required is AO divided by the total area is 1.33. The area provided by one hairpin is 1.325. So number of hairpins which required is equal to 1. Okay. So that is how the numerical of the double pipe heat exchanger is going to be solved. Okay. So that's it for today. Thank you so much.